Welcome to the Cuts Next Level, where each week we have a conversation with a trailblazer who is breaking the molds in their field. This week we are joined by Gen Z artist and model, Madrona Redhawk. Hi Madrona, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Your face is painted and it looks incredible. Can we just pause and get a little close up of your face? I'm gonna move in a little bit. This is beautiful. How long did this take you?
About an hour and a half, give or take, but I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I was trying to make the lines really nice. I could probably have done it faster if I just didn't want it to be quite as precise.
When did you start getting into this?
I started doing it in between the summer between 8th and 9th grade, and I was always just super bored in the summer. I had nothing to do other than play video games, which gets old after a while. I got into mod makeup somehow, found out about it and I thought it looked pretty cool, so I started doing that, and then it got boring after a while just doing the same kind of look in different colors over and over again. So I just started experimenting, and the first I would say abstract look I did was this red square and then these black lines, there were some squiggly lines on my eyes too. So, and then it just I really quickly started doing full face makeup with really intricate all over, even though I wasn't very good at the time. But it was intricate and it was all over my face. So I guess around 4-5 years I've been doing this, but I've only really been good in the last 2 years, I would say.
Yeah, so can you tell us about the videos that you have on your Instagram?
Yeah, I started in, I would say very, very early 2019. For a few videos, I used a ceiling fan, and in one of them, I tied a bunch of sunglasses to a ceiling fan, and I tried to get them to go on my face. And then another one, I tied surgical gloves. This was before coronavirus, so I wasn't wasting PPE, but those are so difficult. I cannot explain to you how many times I've screamed in frustration. I used to do little skits that I desperately tried to make under 60 seconds so I could post it to Instagram in one post, but my favorite one is it's a fly and he's looking at a little newspaper and it's classifieds, and then it's fly one and he circles it in red, and then he puts on a bow tie and sweeps back his hair, and then it flashes to it's actually it was a blackberry candy, but I put red paint on my hand and I smashed it so it looked like I killed the fly.
How do you stay inspired to create?
Honestly, just by having fun. I'm not gonna create anything if I'm bored or just not in a good mood, so I try to have as much fun as possible. I'm pretty hedonistic, and then if I want to do something, I'll do it. If I don't want to make art for 20 days, I don't, and then I just do what I want. I play video games, or I don't know, just even if I watch movies, read books. I do reading a lot too. So yeah, just having fun and within reason doing what you want to definitely keeps me inspired.
Yeah, so I know you're in Las Vegas right now. Could you tell us a little bit about your just upbringing, where you grew up?
Yeah, well, for the first 10 or 12 years that we lived in Vegas, we lived on the same street in sort of South Las Vegas, really close to the Strip. So I always grew up with a view of the Strip from whatever window I had. Definitely imparted a lot of it just it really influenced me. I love looking at the sparkling lights, and Vegas is just so sparkly and shiny, and just there's lights and the Luxor light, which is humongous, you know what I mean? I love this city, and just now that I'm older, I'm obsessed with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. My parents and I will dress up like Johnny Depp in that movie. Yeah, and then we even have the green visors, and we'll just all go out, all three of us dressed like that. And people think we're tourists, and we're no, we lived here for 16 years, but we just like to mess with people.
What's your definition of beauty?
I have been asked this before. Obviously, it comes with the territory, but I always say I don't know what beauty is, but I know when I see it. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's a variation of some quote. I forgot what the original one was, but Yeah, that's a rough question, and I do think changing beauty is good. It's just like, especially in America, with like it's so blended, yet Eurocentrism is so big, and that's a huge problem, and it's a detrimental to a lot of people's self-worth, and just like it makes people who are beautiful like make them feel like they're not because like they don't have like a button nose, or you know what I mean. So and also the obsession with symmetry. The human brain's quite obsessed with like symmetry on faces, and I don't really I don't have the most asymmetrical face ever, but I also don't have a very symmetrical face, so I do like to make it even more asymmetrical. And when I do my nose, I like will always veer off to the side, you know what I mean? It's not just like a perfectly straight nose.
Do you have a favorite design, like like a painting design that you've done on yourself that's like your ultimate favorite?
Any like one I've done with the city, like because I do this. The first time I did it was pretty early on doing my makeup, and it was just like a sky. I don't think there was originally a sun, but I know there was like clouds and like a city and like a road and then the water. And so I've done that look like 5 or 6 times I think, and the last one was just a few weeks ago, which was like the best. It was really cool. So yeah, I like redoing looks a lot.
What are your hopes for your career?
As far as my career goes, I just like want to make enough money so that I can retire in the woods and have kids and then just make my art and like never, like a hermit sort of. And like I am a social person. Like I definitely want to live with my parents still, like when I'm older, but yeah, I just want to like work really hard and definitely also make a name for myself. I like having like just being an artist, you know what I mean? And it's really cool when like occasionally someone like knows me that I just like see at a concert or something, and I'm like, that's really cool. So I also enjoy that aspect of it, but I do know there's gonna reach a point where I'm just like, I'm kind of done with the world, you know what I mean? I need to get out of here and just like get closer to nature too.